Bang bang badang ding dang diggy diggy digging bang badang ding ding oh bang badang ding dang diggy diggy digging bang badang ding ding yes black to black 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 look there's no need to worry and no need to fret if you think we was finished, we ain't done yet. This is the platform where you can get informative topic with real intellect. Play talk good manners, raise the antennas. Andre and Karen, that's host divide. Facebook, Spotify and Instagram. You could also catch me on the YouTube live with positive content back to back. I'm inviting all people to black to black. Yes, Lobby and Power is black to black. And everybody invited. So share it and like it. For we all are united and black to black. Yes, Lobby and Power is black to black. And everybody invited. So share it and like it. For we all are united and black to black. Yes. This is your mortal immortal, inviting each and everyone to log on to all streaming platform to Black with your host Andre and Karen. So subscribe, share, like and comment, and come along. Let me enjoy the vibes. Diggy diggy, diggy diggy diggy, black to black, daga daga, black to black, black to black.
Greetings, black to black.
Yes, black to black, only we back.
We are black.
But we never change, but
yeah.
we wasn't here in a little bit, you know, it just go sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, and one thing I always wanted to model the show after is we doing it. So it's not like somebody that we telling we no matter what you have to do, you have to come and sit down here. Because we know we love doing this.
Yeah.
Right? So it's not a matter we ain't feeling it or nothing.
Nah.
You know, we just have things to do.
Yeah.
So we try to keep all the
up on it. If was Jack, I said the thing at a while too.
Yeah. But we ain't gonna tell all about all of that. But you know, we still gain them snippets.
Yeah, well, I mean,
shows on the socials and things on there, you know.
It going.
Continue to like and share the thing on them. That's how we go grow now.
Correct.
Right? So we here, where's this more?
I did. Spent the last 2 weekends working on me alma mater.
Yeah, boy.
You know, that was really nice. They had a little thing this week here. They were supposed to do the walkathon, but they still do it. They still do a little thing and run around the school.
Right.
You know, it was really nice. Share up the video and thing. But that what will tie directly into what we're talking about today, because seeing the children and them happy that they have something to do is what I feel plenty of the people on top not paying attention to them. They're not realizing the importance of that. And then when I look at how much money I see a certain company pelt out behind the cartel show, $400,000 there.
US.
No, TT. That is how much they eventually give. Because they was going to give 1.3.
And that company is in the same community as the school.
You understand?
Where we be smelling all your goods in the
school. That's right. So when I look at that, I was like, boy, this world really upside down, because we know, especially after we like with Uncle Errol explained to me the kind of money, and I think it's 150% it is get back in your taxes.
In tax for certain.
When you do certain
so you're not losing?
No, you're not losing at all.
Yeah. Quote unquote looking good.
Correct.
You're getting back your money and children benefiting. And this is why this goes straight into the realm of what some people is called conspiracy, because then I would say, all they don't want the people from them communities to do better. Somewhere along the line, it benefiting some people, organizations and institutions to have them communities stay the way it is.
Yeah.
Because they can't tell me you're right, they know the first thing your board is that we just contribute. I ain't saying no.
Yeah, we in disputing that.
Right? But success level until composite is in a place where there are a few big companies around. You know, I went Success and I work in a company 2 streets away from Success.
Walking distance.
Literal walking distance. I'm sure I could pay a couple to Success from me. Right? I don't know if they ever did, but to the best of my knowledge, I never hear them donate nothing to the school. I is not the only person that went Success that would be. I repeated move at Lavington. 2 or 3 people that I meet while repeating the move, I was working in that company. That's what I'm saying to you. So it's part of you getting workers from the community.
Yeah.
That went into them schools and them.
Yeah.
You know, it have to be that always part of the helping problem, because some of the self is complaining about the crime.
And that is my concern, because at the end of the day, let me be real, you have schools in the area that you know need the help, right? But then you turn around to complain about the children coming crashing out of the school, to blame them for the crime. So why not help them, enrich them while they're going to school, while they're still plasticine, they're still soft, you could mold them, you could bend them, you could twist them, you could straighten them up. Why not help them at this place versus waiting until they finish school you don't even want to do no internship, you don't want to do no this, you don't want to do no that. And I'm saying like, yo, what a joke here.
So let we dive right into the
topic.
The topic based on that.
Yeah.
Right? Suspensions, expulsions, and police interventions in schools. Because I have never, ever been a fan of suspension. Right? I give thanks for the mother that I have.
We have to.
And Marie Lovelace, I give thanks to her because I was suspended once in my school life. Not for fighting or breaking school or nothing. For being out of class during class time, I got suspended for 3 days or 5 days. For being out of class, I was actually doing something. I was going to my locker to get my book.
Right.
But it was really the new class time I start, right? That's why I get suspended for. And sent home for 3 or 5 days to be unsupervised. Fast forward to today, because in my time, only my father was working. So at least my mother was home, but at the time I lived with my grandfather. But fast forward to today, when we're in an even more stringent world where both parents have to work. We ain't even talking about the single parent home where the parent have to work. But let me just talk about the home where both parents have to work. Let me just say, because you know how weird it is send children to school, or they live in Tacarigua and go in Success. Your parents working in town. The time that they have to leave in the morning to try and beat the traffic to reach in town. And you home alone for 2 weeks on a suspension. How does a suspension help you get over the thing that they suspend you for? So you was being rude or disrespectful to a teacher. You're fighting school because you're angry or vexed at something. How does sending you home for 2 weeks improve you as a child? And this has always been since I became an adult. Looking back at this system, I mean, I went to school with 2 people one was suspended for 2 years and had to go back down a form.
That's just crazy.
Getting all kind of trouble in that time. Right? How does that help? We lacking solution. We lacking ideas.
Yeah. That is what I say. That is what I say too. We lacking ideas, because if we go back, right, it's feeling like if it's the US playbook that playing out in Trinidad now. Right? And I say that without apology.
Of course.
Because all they take away corporal punishment. Right? For the sake of saying it was abuse. right? Because some teachers, we know some teachers was going mad, and just like the parents who don't know how to draw the line, and that is why I didn't like Miss Applewhite. I've never seen Miss Applewhite hit nobody, cane all over the body and thing.
I get it. My mother went to school for that. I get a shop on my leg.
Eh?
I don't know what you mean.
Right. She's a woman, when you see she have the class getting trouble, everybody line up, you're getting 3 to 5.
But they care more respect for individuals. We talk about the whole system, but like how she had that kind of respect, like when she reached.
Yeah. Fair. So, I'm saying, we remove that. We never replace it with anything. Because now, when you talk to teachers, the children threatening them. Because there's no fear. There's no fear of repercussion. There's no fear of consequence.
You necessarily need to fear the teacher.
Yeah.
But you don't fear that it have
a consequence.
You know you don't have no repercussions. No, you know you don't have no consequence. You might have a repercussion, but you ain't going to suffer nothing.
No.
From disrespecting a teacher, hitting a child. Imagine your parents, boy, I always tell them, boy, plenty of the bullying, boy, and all the breaking and breeding people, boy, it's not parents, boy.
Yeah.
The only reason have all they had children is because nature don't have a cut-off switch to say, well, boy, we don't see him.
Yeah. We ain't getting you none.
You're not good mother or father, so blood out.
We ain't getting you none. Yeah.
Anytime nature take that upon itself,
paid.
Plenty of we know no children. Who knows? I be unfit parent too. Plenty of we ain't going to no children.
Yeah. Facts.
Right? Because your child coming home to tell you, Mommy, I was in a fight in school today and you want to find out what is happening. You leaving home. No time you take for you to dress and change, or if it's the next day, that sleep, nothing, making you question what you was fighting for. And coming in school to automatically go around.
Yeah. You come to scrap down with teacher.
You not a parent, boy. Yeah. You just is somebody that biologically you could make children. That's the reality, and we have too much of that outside here. So add that away and I'll say about not being able to discipline the children. So you can't discipline the children, and on top of that, the mother coming for you or the father coming for you. So what we gonna do now?
Yeah.
We're gonna bring the police. How that police intervention really helping? Because police not trained to deal with people in a civilized way.
No.
We police in Trinidad, you heard them just talk to people. No, the average police officer going to tell you, but you doesn't know we have to deal with them.
I hear that.
I tell them, I hear that. But if when you come to interact with me, I'm not interacting like that way you're accustomed to, that's not changing nothing.
No.
That is my problem. That is my problem. Because just like how I feel that kind of way, if you want to shout at me as a man, a child will feel that kind of way too.
Come on.
And take into consideration that child that never had somebody correct them.
Oh.
Now you are this person who them feel they're protected from. Because you feel because he's a child, the police can do nothing. To talk to them and interact with them a certain kind of way. But they come on now and so sending the police, and the police do have training.
Yeah.
Whereas we can say what we want, boy, this is not a knock on the entire police force, but we just see it. Forget what we hear and think. But some of the videos and things we see the way the police talk to the citizens of the republic.
Yeah.
That
can't be
that can't be the way to go.
No.
No, forget me and you as big hardback men. But all them children and them, so sending the police for them is not the answer.
Yeah.
So if suspension is not the answer, expulsion is not the answer, and sending the police for them is not the answer, what we do?
Well, as somebody put it right this week, because we've been talking about it whole week, right? Somebody rightfully say, bro, the root of the tree rotten, and they're spraying pesticide on top of the tree. They're trying to treat the freaking bark. They're saying there's termite.
I like that one.
But they're not treating the
underlying
root.
cause, yeah.
You understand? And the underlying cause is the problem. You understand? Right. Yeah, well, that's where we going, Sheldon.
We say,
He said we don't need to find new ways of punishment. We don't need the government to give the youths more death threats. We need to give them a reason to live. Exactly.
Thank you.
So that's what I was heading to with the problem, that the root cause is plenty of these children coming to school because another thing, we dealing with the same alumni, right? One of the girls working with United Way, she talking, they have a program called MATS, right? MATHS, right? And she is telling me they have a period in the school where they just come in and the children have to leave the class and come. The mentees have to come to them, right? And sit down and talk to them and whatever. And one of the girls tell the teacher, the girl, she mother say, you don't have to do nothing. Just go in the class and put on your head. So these people trying to help your daughter. And before you empower the child to go to school and get the information.
So you have to let us know.
Not a parent.
Not a parent, boy. You was just biologically able to conceive.
And that's the hard part for we, because we going in there now.
To face that child with that mental, because remember, just like how...
To try to fix it.
Your son.
Yeah.
When you say something to your son, it's hard for me to come and say, Barcelona is not a good team. I can't come and tell him.
They go fight you.
You understand?
Yeah, they go fight
because daddy tell me that.
Yeah.
Because why? Daddy has that influence.
Yeah.
So now when your mother tell you, you don't have to do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Put on your head.
Yeah.
And
you empower any child.
You don't have the mental to see past that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not blaming you as a child for that part.
Mm-hmm.
But you do have, because some of we had the mental, some of we didn't have it.
Yeah.
But you do have the mental to see past that. But it's not nothing. No, it's nothing. Hardly are things people can tell you.
Yeah.
When you go in the mentorship thing or the classroom setting.
Yeah.
Right? And this is where I am stumped. So men like Mendoza and the chat and thing, will get the idea so that I am stumped in when you meet that kind of mindset, what to do.
Yeah.
Because I went in Port of Spain yesterday, so I passed and I see the building going on, anything. And I feel it related to this topic here. That place where they're going to make for homeless people, right next door to City Gate. For me, that's a shitty idea. To put homeless people so close to all the drugs and everything. You ain't changing the scenery, no nothing.
Yeah, the hustle and bustle is right outside the hustle.
Literally.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And Maxi will still need washing and he will still be able to go by a pusher man.
And get one.
You ain't carry them no way out of the city, away from everything, no nothing. You're going to put that right. Boy, we could do something for children right now. I want to in that same space there.
Yeah. Yeah.
We can have a big homework center that someone closed down and thing. We could have a big homework center right there.
Yeah.
Look how easy it is.
They're not trying to build back them things.
Look how easy it will be for transport in terms of for children who want to go there to come and pick up or if they need to travel after. Who live in Mova or most parts of Lavington. It's a neutral place until we can get rid of these stupid wars, the conflicts between neighborhoods.
Yeah.
For a parent to come, that they not have to worry about
they're from here and they're from
you understand?
there.
That is a place for something like that.
Yeah.
So when the children have a holistic place to go in the evening come. Bread, I didn't know at the time, but basketball really helped me too,
Yeah.
Because I was able to do something holistic. Now I don't have the mindset to go and commit crime even when I was younger. I look to rob or go in a house. And I don't have that mindset. But could I be up to more mischief like things me and my partner them do, snags, well stone on people's house and things. I wasn't perfect. That the kind of mischief I'd be up to now. You understand? Go and turn on people's pipes so water running. I had told water, why wasting people water. But going to play basketball and playing basketball till they get dark and you can't be outside late. Yeah. So even though I live with my grandfather, daddy passing to check every now and again at random. So I can't play fresh and stay outside. And daddy pass and going by grandpa. And grandpa, but no, because I come in about it. Like problems.
Yeah.
You understand? So I go in and play my basketball.
Yeah.
And then I go inside, become a parent, and them check for my time and them kind of thing. When you do that, you send the child to school. You tell the child, you don't just have to put on hand. And then when the child come home, you don't even need to view the child. My thing is, I do agree with suspension and expulsion. What we do?
Yeah. Because that's the thing. So one of the issues they're facing is that, especially because they're coming from at-risk areas, they're coming from broken homes. When we take we time and we polish it down, we trim you up and pour a little makeup and fix your clothes and fix your shoes, and nice, we're fixing the school, eh? We send you home, back into the mud. So now, you going home with a nice mental, but your mother mad, your father is a clown, to come back, your big brother is a backside, he's a criminal, whatever. You coming back out now into society with that same mentality. So every time it's like me and you, who taking with time to raise we own, and taking with time to put principles and morals into them, to send them out into the schools, and then people trying to corrupt them.
And that corruption is not just people trying to corrupt them. Whereas we know to have older children come all, Karen, they go and take your money. That is one aspect, isn't it? The other aspect is your child saying down here, she shouldn't be a child, and seeing our next child doing something. And for whatever reason, just decide to follow that child. Right? I honestly, I have told my daughter, and I also tell my mother, just tell she, I wouldn't do it. Because I was the victim of that.
Right.
Then I will go into some of them comments. Hey, mommy on?
Hey.
To talk no lie.
Auntie mommy.
Right? I tell she, I say if I find out, if I ever hear you bullying anybody, I get election from the school. My daughter think I serious. But I wouldn't do it. So mommy are saying it for me, but here I wouldn't do it. You understand? But some of these comments here, so mommy, good night. Miguel say when they took them out of the city, people fought them down, and then the opposing side of the government fought it. So you see, again, and this is where I will go back into the conspiracy aspect of it.
Yeah. Because
it will benefit a certain community of people that they don't want to change.
Yes.
Because I tell people, just picture this, just be with my father. The hotspots that we just call the most is from Mova Junction to Water Spring, right? And the communities on either side of the eastern main road, up in the hills, down to the sea, right? Can you imagine if one of these people just wake up and then decide, I'm going to talk to everybody, and everybody listen and decide what they're going to do. We're not working with nobody again. We's one. We don't want no house breaking, no robbing,
no killing.
No killing. We just thinking in terms of for that community, but you know what I mean for the country.
Yeah.
When more people feel safer to come in town. You know what happened? Half of them people and them they don't have to get involved in the businesses. Because what the businesses that have in town,
it's not enough.
Flourishing so much now. Can you imagine if more the country feel comfortable? It's Saturday night. Is now 23 minutes past 7.
Yeah.
And somebody in San Fernando decide, you have a man outside Success, they're selling a pie. Because it's not unrealistic. Because we used to leave here to go San Fernando opposite Gulf City to buy barbecue. So it is not unheard of. Me and my brethren from that same company on the main road 11 until we used to work, used to make a lime and go and buy hot dog, but they don't have none of them there again by Grand Bazaar. You understand? So that is not unfathomable. But can you imagine how good that would be for the national economy, boy? But them people don't care about that.
No.
So we children have to suffer now. So Sheldon say something that I agree with. We don't need no government to get involved.
No. But we say that more we have to say this thing, more we have to talk it. Because we don't know it at certain places you go and talk in some of these communities, people don't want to hear you. But me, man, try and talk to strangers. No.
I want to talk to the people that I know, all the people that I know. I went Success Lavantel, you know, every single community in Mova and Lavantel, I know people.
Yeah.
Every single one. So them I want to go by.
Yeah.
Call the region, I want to talk to two region. They want to watch training. I said, a big training, we call them now. What are we trying to organize this year? Not we trying, we have this organized here rather than success. It's a long time, we want to do this with training, try to go in success here. We install some fans, and we let the child know that be vigilant, do let people do not to the fan, take it up or not. We paint in the class and them talk to them too. Who we could, I not going to try and hold no forum in the community. I not doing that. For me right now, that's a waste of time. That's a waste of time. I want to get to the co-parent, thing, show it out, reason with you. We can hear me now. It's not like I'm talking down to you. Right? Tell me any concerns you have now, boy. I'll talk to the president. Many president gonna go relay your concerns. Matter of fact, write it down if but tell me I'm write it down. I'm going to take me a number, he go. You understand? Because other than that, King, I have absolutely no idea or suggestion. Your child gets suspended, we need to go in school. Your child we only say it's suspended by another word, but your child was in a fight. Your child was the aggressor. The fight was a violent fight. For the next 2 weeks, your child dressing and everything, but they go in counseling. If it costs money, fix it, or they find money to raise all the fucking salary, boy. Or they find money to do that and can't find money for workers. So if all they can find money, all the salary, we could find money for the children, boy. We didn't tell them to give me nothing, boy. We could find money for the children, boy. Because Sheldon said there are many of our parents that dealing with unresolved issues from their childhood. And we passing it. I know I guilty of passing some of my unresolved childhood traumas and teenhood traumas to my child. So if we had to try that, the first results can be suspension. That is all I gave for fighting. I was wrong. I tried to take a boy thing, and he hit me, and I beat him real bad. And all I get is 2 weeks old.
And I'm going to tell you what happened in success. You might have some parents who, even though you suspend the child, they send the child to school still. So you see the tent by the gate? You come in the gate. About 10 right? That is what the tent is for.
So what?
The child is suspended, but still coming to school. So you go and sit down there under the tent for the whole day.
How big stinking adults can find something that is still the way to go by?
You understand? So all them things is things that we had to adjust because the little 2 Sundays I spend in that school, King, I bring plenty of my memories come rushing back to me. Plenty feelings come rushing back to me. Plenty experiences, plenty fragrances.
And we see this now. Let's cut it for a second. We see this now. We realize that now that we love the school.
Of course.
Just like all them children from them so-called prestige schools.
Of course.
Continue.
Of course. And that is why it's so close to me. You understand? And sooner or later, the message will get out because I plan to do a video by myself. Just to send out a heart with everybody and let people know, yo, the same thing these prestige schools doing. We could do this. It is not difficult.
I just want to...
And it's not money. I don't need money.
I just want to tweak that a little bit. There's no prestige schools. And if I had any say in it, I don't want your camera. If I had any say in it, we'd never have schools in Trinidad that you require to make a certain mark to go. Your requirement is where you're living. All the schools will have the same requirements to go to. The only thing that would make you go to this school is because you are living 2 streets away. You wouldn't be living at Rima and going to a school around the Savannah in Port of Spain, where you had to wake up 4 o'clock in the morning to leave home by 5, half 5, to go down there and sleeping on yourself. If I had any say in that, you'd have never come out of school outside of your community, your neighborhood, until you're going to university. If I, Richard Ashe, had a say in that, that's madness. There's no prestige school, boy. Nobody could tell me that any school that they consider prestige was better than success when I was going success.
Facts.
I had teachers I had 2 teachers in my time that all you take to go, all you teach all the prestige school. So what I say?
Why they take it from there? Why they take them
Come
from
on
there?
now, man. There's no such thing as a prestige school. That's a stupid colonial hangover that plenty people, and I can talk for African people because I'm an African. plenty African people still hold on to and force onto the children. I want my child go this school and that school. Never trying to improve the system because you want to be able to say, my child go in a prestige school. They don't want to put real parents who are children in that age group with anything. Don't want that system change at all. Yeah. But we have to change that. Yeah. Because how your child going to feel after you program your child and tell your child that school is a good school, that school is a good school, but that is not a good school. How your child going to feel when they hear the name Hindman, Success Lab until? Is we doing them that?
Yeah.
Them done coming in with that mindset. There is no good school already. I'd rather be good.
Yeah.
But when you hear a name of prestige school, you have to act and be a certain way because this school have a certain thing. I would have removed that tag. All schools. You understand? So now you have no choice but to look forward because you live right in the back of success. You have no choice but to look forward to success, move and Malik. That's it.
Them is your schools?
Southeast.
Them is your schools.
That is it.
Yeah. Them is your schools.
But again, even the politicians and them churn out, even the politicians from Laventille, them churn out going success.
Yeah.
Because them in that mindset as well. My child have to go. So that is underneath me, my child go to school like that. Now when them have that mindset, how we reaching them with this year, and that's why we go back to the nothing to do with the government. It's to do with what it is all they're doing in there with the alumni thing, which is going in and doing the works. And it have people from the school that want to do well.
Yeah, no, I was going to answer Miguel because Miguel said not everybody had that experience, but this is another reason I want to do that video because I believe plenty people holding on to. Are going to. Plenty people holding on to things that happen to them in the school and they blaming the school. You can't blame the institution, right? I can't blame you for interfering with me during school. I mean, I can't blame success for you interfering with me during school or me and you not having a good relationship. Me and you never talk in school.
Yeah, well.
I know you, you know me.
Yeah.
You know of me, I know of you. And it's only through Facebook we link and we get close. But I'm saying there are a lot of people who had bad experience in success.
And
for
successful.
For want of a better reason. It's the school fault. But the building didn't do it. The principal didn't do it.
The institution.
The institution didn't do it.
But, so let me meet you halfway, Miguel. I want to go back to some of them comments, but I want to deal with this. Right? Part of that is tied into the expectations your parents put on you.
Yeah, for the school.
Writing common entrance. Because we wrote common entrance to go to secondary school.
Yeah.
Right? A lot of us who went success, our parents expected us to do much better. I could proudly say, look, my mother in the chat here, and I hope she remember that. I wanted to pass for success. I just feel that is the reason why I enjoyed Success Lab until Composite School so much. Because I wanted to pass for it. My mother wanted me to go St. George's or Sawa Government Secondary. Right? The experiences that we had in school, most of it tied to, especially from our time, people. Most of it tied to people.
Blame the school. Well, we gotta talk about
that thing. Yeah. But again, as I say, most of our experiences, good or bad, are tied to other students. Other activities or non-activities, things that students did or didn't do to us or with us. It's tied to that. It's tied to that. Yeah, we had some teachers we would feel could have been better or whatever.
Of course.
Right? Yes. I want to go back up to Mendoza. He say, we need to lead with understanding that the children are victims of bad parenting and that their parents are also children and some are also children in the adult bodies. So something along the line we are saying, definitely I agree with that. But understanding that is one thing, I understand that. But dealing with it
is something else.
It's something else. And I mean dealing with it in terms of a solution based.
Yeah.
Right? So this is why I always tell people there are things I have ideas for, there are things I willing to listen. This is one of the things I want to listen. I willing to listen.
Yeah.
Right? Many of our parents are dealing with unresolved issues from their childhood. Agreed. He then said, so it's mental children raising children. We have to understand we need a holistic approach. it's many parts of our society needs to fix in order for the children to be fixed. Definitely agree. You see that word holistic?
Yeah.
I go back to Jamil, what his wife doing. That idea of sticking a child in a class for 6 hours, yo, that approach can still be the only way to go again. Definitely cannot be. Wayne doing nothing else. Understand? They want children doing yoga and things.
No, but that is the reality. I mean, when we really sit down and study it, we keep talking this first world approach and first world approach. Plenty of them first world countries, the children and finishing school. When them start school, them and even, first of all, preschool have nothing to do with one-on-one is two. Preschool is about keeping your environment clean, being good friends, teaching, being respectful to your parents, being respectful to your teachers. How to interact, how to socialize. From there, then you're going to primary school, and then even primary school, they're teaching you how to build wall, sand, wood, fix car, all kind of thing now, because people realizing now that academic approach, plenty of the people who go to school, plenty of we could say that we went to school for 5 years in success.
And they come out with nothing, no basic knowledge of the world.
No, and we hardly ever use anything that we learn in school. Right? And it's unfortunate because at the end of the day, when I sit down in the environment now and I look at this school, it has so much things we could do in that space day that if we did not need the permission of the Ministry of Education, my brother, we turn up that school.
Would you really know say talky things?
Yeah. We turn up that school. Because I am telling you, there's a dance studio. Where the metalwork and woodwork room used to be is now a dance studio.
And I still have a problem with that. We need that metalwork and woodwork back.
Well,
and we have to find a way. With teachers, we have to find a way. Let the ministry tell we, no, them people can't teach. Well, we have to find them and carry for them. Yeah. We have to do that. Because in this day and age.
Yeah. But how it went to that?
Karen, let me just divert to that a little bit now. Because we went success around the same time. We have an next person here who went success the same time, which is me, right? My mother might remember this too. That metalwork room was state of the art in success until I ain't talking about this in the 90s, people. Damian, blessed night, chef.
Yeah, chef.
Happy Father's Day to you too, my brother.
Yeah.
Right? That metalwork room was state of the art. You could have, But I don't know why I have such a vivid memory because of the machine to cut metal and all kind of thing now. Welding plants and all kind of thing, right? To take all that.
Yeah. But if we being real, let we sit down and watch. We're going back to 96, 97, right? Which I still going down saying that was the best year in success, right? We had the academics. There was a very balanced mix in the school, right? We had the typical subjects, maths, English, POB, accounts, physics, chemistry, bio, typing, them thing, right? But then we also had the non-academic subjects. Woodwork, metalwork, food and nutrition, clothing and textile, technical drawing, typing, art and craft, agriculture, science. Right? We had those things.
Shout out Miss Joel, who could have drawn a straight line in she hand.
I say art?
Yeah.
Right. You understand? And home economics. I say home economics. Food and nutrition, clothing and textile, home economics. Them 3 subjects there is the 3 things that you're going to use to run your house. You understand?
That you could have put into action when you go in the evening.
Immediately.
You learn something in school today and you could have one point.
I just be quarreling with my daughter because you doing food and nutrition in school and you not helping your mother cook. What? I ain't seen you making no breakfast. You ain't say, Daddy, I make breakfast for you for all this morning, all the rock back we eat and thing. I don't see it. You understand what I'm saying? So, when you look at the balance that it had, tell me, conspiracy, that all they're not removing them things now on purpose.
After me.
Right? Because even if we compare to our senior compare, them had air conditioning and refrigeration, auto mechanics,
everything because that white everything in there to do all them things.
Yeah, styling. They had everything. And Bookmala just had the same thing too. Because them 2 schools was 7 years.
My mother now respond to that, you know. The same thing you say, look what she now say.
Right.
Look what she now say.
You understand? So
had everything, you know.
Come on. So when you really sit down and think about it, all you know, and this is where we go get
pushback from the
this is
who believe.
Yeah, this is where we will get pushback because I am telling you, These things are affecting the African schools, the predominantly African schools, right? You're changing majority of them to 0 to 30 schools.
And why you do that? First you know is a plan.
Yeah.
You remove the trade.
Why would you
So
do that?
0 to 30, okay.
Yeah.
But then, let me just say I was
Yeah.
looking to help we.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You take out the trade.
that
You don't
the
leave the trade, yeah.
Because when it's 0 to 30 go there,
I forget P.
you'd have focus on the metal, the woodwork,
Yeah.
them kind of thing now,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But you remove you can no metal teacher.
Yeah.
That's an excuse.
But why we can't have vocational studies at that secondary school level? Why only move it and put it MyLat and MyPat and MIC and them thing, which is now what is called a tertiary level. You understand? Put them things back in the schools, because the reality is plenty of these children who coming from these at-risk areas, Virgin, very good at expressing themselves artistically. You understand? Whether it's through African music, the music room, you understand? All them things.
Big up Mr. Lewis.
Big up Mr. Lewis, Sean Lewis, you understand? The pan room. Pan was a place every
Big up
lunchtime
Mr.
I love in
Lewis.
the pan. 2 places I always was, in the art room or in the pan room. You understand? And look at me now. I play pan for 11 years. And art, I using my hand every day doing that. You just talk to me about it.
Join hand can thing in my head.
Join hand can thing in my head, you understand?
So let me go. Miguel say something here again.
Yeah.
He said Finland has a 4-hour school day and a 4-day
School week.
school week.
Mm-hmm. School and work, yeah. School and
Right? Work and school week, sorry. And has the highest education and highest productivity in the world right now.
Yeah.
And this is why you have heard me ask this question all the time, right? How come we just fail to follow these kind of things?
Yeah.
But we bring the junior sex system in.
Yeah.
Because we didn't think of the junior sex system. When we watch this
Copy
system,
and paste, yeah.
we watch this system and say, while them realize it feeling and look in the face it out, hey, I can do this here.
Yeah. But why?
But nobody here. Because they're not the first time we hear this thing about Finland and some of these Scandinavian
Yeah, these
countries.
Scandinavian countries, yeah.
Right? Nobody is saying Finland has a 4-hour work week, a 4-hour school day.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And a 4-day work and school.
Mm-hmm.
Let me send somebody, let me send 10 people to live in Finland for a year, academic school year.
Yeah. A exchange program.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So that when them come here now to live for the year too, when we're done, we pull all the data and things.
Mm-hmm.
How?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
America can't be the only place we're looking at, boy.
Mm-hmm.
There's plenty things we can see today fail, boy.
Total failure. Dr. Sheldon said those rooms could have at least been modified to automobile assembly and airplane design, or something else with metal work, and likewise something modern. With
Yeah.
wood. Yeah.
So again,
Yeah.
conspiracy, right? I leave in all of them to say that because that one or two things that me and Sheldon Mendoza said years ago that was conspiracy. It's no longer conspiracy, right? But
And you could prove it.
right, in the realm of today, you drop the marks to the school because I remember so clear. Me and Conan and Lala and them just had us out, and Bambi and them just had us out, right? That they had grouped the classes by how much marks they get to come in the school.
That's a fact.
So I wanted
That's
to
not a
say that
conspiracy.
for
That is not a conspiracy.
26 men
Yeah.
who is real fighting on, that
Everybody know that.
24, that's how it went, 24 get the highest marks, then
Yeah.
25, then 26.
And for me it was 18. It was 18.
Right,
19,
because when I was
20,
under the ground, we
21.
remember we never went to the ground floor.
Right.
Right. And I remember getting licks from Mr. Hollis Colchus after the first term. Dressed remember that there's 5 down here and dressed that. After the first term test, which would have been the Christmas test, the marks we got for the test, he said, did not correspond
With the marks you get to come in
to the marks we get to come in the school. Me, Mario Bailey, after we get licks. Because we went under. Right? But there's real fight we don't for that now. Because we know that, and we hear Mario Bailey get the highest mark to come in success. Them they say it's somebody else, but that is what we know from they say all the teachers are them lying to we. We have to bring Miss Daly in this, you know. Our message with Miss Daly tonight. We have to bring Miss Daly in this.
Yeah,
right?
But
But
because she retired, you go do as
yeah, but again, all of that tied into the pride.
Yeah.
Right? These teachers, Miguel say, Mr. Antoine was our boss, yeah. Mr. Antoine. Cool, you was
Mr. Pena. Yeah.
Oh,
sweet man.
Right? And thing, and I remember when I mad seeing channels and them well up chair. I don't wait, cause channels them looking so good and I mind looking so ugly. Channels use Jason the Freitas. Use a chair that we made in Form 2 for the rest of his school life.
His chair.
His chair. Form 2, Form 3, and when we went to Form 4 and 5, he carried it in. You understand? That is
performance.
Take it, the regular chair again, and we have to tack a plate below it so you can put your bag.
Yeah, I remember it.
I
remember it.
So
and some men in the class had bell them one.
Right? So again, when we punish them, what we do with them?
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's not unrealistic to say send them counseling or something because I mean it's not a whole class with 5, 6 people, 10 people suspend anything. What it's saying for us as adults when we think the answer or the solution is to take a child out of probably the most stable environment they will ever be in for a long time and leave them unattended for a month. What I'm saying of us as adults who supposedly thinking.
Yeah.
And that's why a long time now I can't agree with you see the suspension thing, what's your for expulsion? If a child do something so dread that you don't want them in the school, it had to have a mandatory thing for them.
Straight in the army.
Straight MILAT.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah.
Right? These programs needed, and again we go back to is affects us more. Because our East Indian brothers and sisters, they have a better control for whatever reason.
No, well, remember they have the tradition, they have the family structure, yeah.
Right.
Because Granny right upstairs or Granny right in the back there, she hear your thing, you call, Granny come and talk thing, she come and talk to the children one time.
Children still know it is to go home to and somebody home, Granny might cook our food, anything. So all the reasons that they have their structure, right, but the thing is they have it. So I think that it is the problems they encounter is slightly different to us. Right? I remember a teacher telling me that it was a culture shock for her to come and teach
Mova. Okay.
Right? And then she ended up falling in love with the school and cry when she was getting a chance for the NRC coming out to the NRC career. She was getting an opportunity to go and teach in a so-called prestige school in the East.
Yeah. But the same thing happened to Miss from Malik when she going hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not hello. Hello?
Yeah. Right? But she cried in front of me. I was there. They not part of she not tell me. I was there. She cried because she really attached to the school.
She loved what she was doing.
Yeah, right. But she just see it as coming on to the NH career as an opportunity that she always wanted.
Yeah, for better.
You know?
Yeah, can't vex you for.
Right. So there's what I'm saying. All them is reasons why we have to move away from the idea of this prestige thing. Because now you're taking the teachers that care about the children to go in the schools you deem better. That could never be right, boy. That could never, ever be right, boy.
Miguel said we like to take used and phased out systems here and promote it as new phone systems, traffic and education systems are failed and phased out.
I agree.
He said, I had my problems with the institution, but success teachers really had their best interests at heart. That's a fact. That is a fact. Can we sit down the last Sunday when we went to pub, the last set of fans and thing, we had lunch, they bring lunch, so we sit down in the staff room. In the conference room in the staff room, sit down and everybody sit down.
We'd feel like to be in the staff room.
Where? Where? Even though I'm an adult, it just feel weird. You dig? So I asked I said, Mr. that was bathroom there after wash my hair, she just pass the bathroom there. First thing you know, I need a map for it. And King, one by one, everybody started to give her story. Now Mr. Zama said right next to me, yeah? Right next to me, she quiet, she didn't say no word because remember, she don't know we era. She came in 97 when I was living. Right? So she not too familiar, but when we started talking about Miss Duffy and Miss Wilkinson and Alexander and Boyce,
she would have heard, it wouldn't be the first time she hearing them. Yeah.
Correct. You understand? And we started talk about some of the things them do and some of the conversations them had with we. Right? In terms of trying to keep you on the straight and narrow. Hey, we're doing what you're supposed to be in class, go in your class, wear your shirt in your pants, all them little things. Keep yourself neat, check your nails, all them things don't happen again, don't have no in assembly. I remember in the morning, Miss Applewhite coming to check with nails.
Yeah, they do so.
Yeah, and lunchtime.
Sweat it back, take.
Close.
I leave it that though. I'll minus that, but you see the neatness?
Yeah.
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 Because, what is, what? Everybody's
Scatter.
Going pants,
yeah,
your shirt out, you wear your shirt, crease your shirt. What? Tucking your clothes in again, and this is part of the respect we're talking about now. But that happened from Form 1.
Yeah.
You can't be going around the school and then taking that down when I cherish form for you want to talk to them a certain way. Mm-hmm. What?
Yeah.
Usually the same teacher I regard as I am 2 years ago.
Yeah.
You can't just become a strict teacher now.
No.
And so they always say it had to start from
the beginning.
When they jump in the school. When they jump in the school.
Yeah. But we have so much, I mean, the thing is, we have so much ideas. And I think, for me, in my heart of hearts, this alumni project is one that I hope it spread.
I must stop, because you're kind of talking like if the people know what you're talking about now.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, so we started the Alumni for Success.
Tell them how long it takes to get approved now.
A year to get registered.
Back and forth. You get one thing that the goalpost move all of a sudden.
They get something else. Yeah. What bylaws? We get the bylaws. You need a constitution. Then just give me the list of things.
Yeah.
Let me get everything. Submit it, and then you tell me now. You can't get it. Don't tell me you need this. When I get the red jersey, you need a white one. I get the white one, I need a blue one. Stop that shippiness. But we get it off the ground.
Yeah.
Thanks to the help of companies like Amcham, Superfarm, Unicoma.
They were so contribute to the last.
Yeah, those are the companies that give us the fans, the laptops, the computers,
big
the benches.
Respect for that boy.
And we get to see. One thing I will say though, when we put up the fans, of course, you go have the wild chair and one pull down the fan, and one of the bridges reporting. Say, yo, can't do that. Because them people and them, we don't know them yet. We ain't meet them yet. But them people and them, look how much fans they give we. 2 fans per class. And the fan and them blowing hard breeze, So, in the rain, it will be cold. You understand? So, with that now, I want this project that we're doing to start to penetrate the other schools now. Because I know everybody have Old Boys Association, plenty of them schools have Fast People's Association, but it's small, it's 3 people, 4 people helping the school, whatever. And the thing is, we keep making it feel like if you have no money, you can't help. That is nonsense. You have to give time, you have to give energy.
Right now, time is the biggest
Yeah.
The biggest thing that we are. I know that.
Right? And even if you can't give the time, it are things we could do. Ideas. Right? You have a meeting, we have a meeting, you're following the meeting. Hey, I know this one, I know that one, I know this one. You're using
your connections.
You understand? Because I realize it now more than ever that is what the other schools beating me on. Because all them know is, hey, Andrew working Express, Karen working Fernandez. Call this one, call that one.
So I must say, I know she ain't doing it for no big ups and no highlights, but Melissa.
Yeah.
I see Melissa probably twice since we leave school.
Right.
I remember Melissa was in Form 4 and 5 together.
Right.
And the last time I saw Melissa was we class reunion, which was December 2019. And if I'm not mistaken, that was the first one she ever come. That was so good.
Yeah.
You understand? Because I say, that was my classmate.
Yeah.
And I think I was good with all my classmates.
Yeah.
Right? I know I trouble you. I know she has probably has some stories. I know that.
Who doesn't?
But, yeah, I'm more people.
Yeah.
So I was very glad to see she doing that and thing. And I realized more and more have people that doing things that they don't say nothing about what they're doing now.
No.
You know, so, you know, big respect to Melissa
For that, yeah.
for that. And, you know, strength and peace in the continuing endeavors.
Yeah.
Because we know it will have times it will get frustrated.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it didn't give enough.
Yeah. But I think this is the key. Because when I see some of the videos she sent me with them doing the mentorship program and them kind of thing, children and them want to do it. They want the encouragement, you know, but again, the thing that they're facing is mommy don't care, daddy don't care. And when I come home and say, mommy, you know, I do this in school today, hard. You understand? So it is difficult on both fronts. Because while we understand the parent being frustrated, you know, because wherever you might be under pressure, you have nobody to help you with the children, them kind of thing, you have to also remember that you're bringing a child up, right? And you don't want the child to fall victim to the same circumstance as you.
This is where I say, where women do, I say about the parents and the trauma, them don't even understand it because they never get to process it.
True.
To get through to that parent that, hey, I know you in care. I know you have it. Matter of fact, I won't tell you, okay, I know you have it hard. I know that you have to work every day, you're probably struggling to make ends meet and thing. Let me help you with the child when it comes to what she had to do or what he had to do. We're here to help. I want to find a way. It don't have to be from me. Because I always tell you, I don't ever need to be involved in the things that bring in tangible solutions for betterment for we people. Me don't have that type of ego. I do have to be involved. You understand? So a movement could start today and it take off and we view the world different and we start to live different and thing. I don't have. And it don't need me to be involved by it working. I have no problem with it. So when it comes to the idea part, right? Somebody could come up with an idea that will reach them there. Once it happens, because all of us will benefit. All of us will benefit. You understand? You need about 10 more chairs. Because them children them say, we see Mr. Karen Trimmin, like, we understand the business. Right now, because he's talking to me about business. He didn't tell me he's a hustle and he could do it when he come with him. No, he's showing you how to do it as a business. You understand? And three of them decide they want to be barbers. All them things about is the getting through to the individual there. Because I watching more and more like PTA meeting just now and will be making no sense.
No, because all the PTA meeting is about is collecting money for the school.
But not just that. At least in my daughter's school PTA meeting, them just try to have a meeting with a team. So
a theme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Forgive my tongue heavy earlier and we ain't really big on the Queen's English.
No, I thought it'd be a team of people now.
Yeah. One of them was a police and I think it was 2 police officers, but their specialty was the Children's Authority Act. Whereas me know half of them thing exists. And the rights are the amount of rights the child have and thing. Your child that king make a way in some time.
Of course.
Right?
Of course.
Right. Then they had a one common on bullying and the different aspects of it. I mean, we look at it most of the time from one aspect. The different aspects of bullying now. Right. And Miguel, that is what I was leading up to. With the thing with PTA.
Yeah.
Is usually the very same
every time.
Parents, every time, and it's usually the same amount. You see the same person you see last term running in because she now come from work. And the principal tells she, no, you don't have to rush me, you come, you don't have to come, you don't have to run in. You understand? Come. Right. And this is an indictment on the what's the next now? You only have a child because you buy a biology. Right? But again, let's tie it into Mendoza thing before we wrap up. The children of children and the children of children who never deal with the trauma. And where you see growing up. You know why I see growing up? My mother in PTA. That's why I didn't want to go no school in Sawa. Mommy, you hear me? Because my mother was the secretary of my PTA for as long as I can remember. My mother in school 2-3 times, sometimes in the week. What I want to go in school in Sawa for you to come up with, I go in George's and use the secretary of George's PTA.
You're wicked.
Come on. That is the singular reason, or the biggest singular reason I should say, why I wanted to go success. It was a little far out of travel. Right. But that's what I saw. I saw my mother coming to PTA meetings. I had to remain in school. She said, don't come home this evening, I'll meet all you in school.
And we come home together.
Right? Yeah, because at the time was me and my sister going to primary school. Figure that. Right? I had to stay in school with them. That time, she was with the same primary school at that time, before she transferred. And we had to wait. And she will come, bring him 2 other siblings. Right. I'm in school until meeting done. Real play. Kevin used to be in that too. Right? Real play. But I knew about that. Seeing my mother go to the meeting, I remember watching my mother writing over minutes. You understand? And then shorthand was a thing, and she was big in shorthand. Right? So that's why I see my mother doing so. I have a child going to school. How could I not go to PTA meeting? Boy? That's why I saw. And I understand now the importance of the child, the parent being involved in that PTA. So I cannot be a part of that now. I don't want to be a part of the PTA. I know I don't want to be a part of nothing that's taking more time away. But I will help. They know they can call me for anything. And they do send little messages and I will come to help. You understand? But I don't want to be there where I have to come in and do it. Nah, I ain't want that right now. Right? But anything that I have. Right? And I remember, I tell you, I saw it when school was opening back for COVID, from after COVID. It was nice to see. The parents were going in, but they set me up. I was always laughing at they set me up. They tell me, you know, come on, they set me dust down now. Thinking, nothing. I feel like if I work at construction over there, I go to school about 10 in the morning and leave school after 3 minutes to 4. It's moving, it's painting, boy. But we had to be involved, and what I want is an idea from other people how to get it to the parents who moving what we call lackadaisical or worthless, that they need to be involved. And even if you're not involved, don't stop the child and don't discourage the child. Moms, you know you have it, and pops, you know you have it hard.
But talk to we, how we can help.
Right? Even if you don't want to talk to we about how we can help you, we do want your child go through the same thing.
So we show them some support.
Let we leave us to help work with the child that can help possibly better the child.
Yeah, because the child will come home fixed. And the child it will start to affect the parents. You know that. You know that. It has certain things we mightn't do with the children, but they learn in school and they're bringing it home. You understand? They're bringing it home and they're letting you know, hey, no.
So, Miguel say what? I was the only slacker in the bunch. No, Miguel, just now you were pumping success to fix him. Right?
I get
put out a PTA with him because our teacher had a problem on the board, and when I corrected it, the teacher became the most upset and we get away. Well, I don't think we can escape them thing, because even children in this here, teachers falling out with children because the children correct them on something, right? And again, them is children, them is not adults. Because if you vex because a child correct you,
but something wrong with you?
So it's something we have to continue to look at, right? I leave in by saying suspension and expulsion is not the way to go. We can't necessarily automatically add police intervention to that, because it will have some of them really can have violence that we see today. It will have some of them who would definitely need
a little rougher.
Not necessarily about police intervention. Can't stab up somebody and we talk to you.
Nah. Come on.
Right? But suspension and expulsion can be the way to go when a child expelled from school. That is it. What does it mean? So you could expel the children and them in Form 2 and expel. But I can't keep my child home and coming to look for me. That's what I tell you, boy. I hold on to a little money from that lotto.
Yeah.
My child in Mount to go to school again. She might end up still going because she loves school.
Yeah.
But if I tell my child,
want to go.
yeah, I do. If I tell my child, I say they for to school, we go and run my business, anything, and she cool with that. It's me and all any courts because now I'm going to continue to challenge her. How you going to expel a child from school? Or you going to suspend them for a year?
But I don't want to send my child to school and they vex with me.
And you coming from?
Yeah.
That not making no sense. You know, but it's something that we have to continuously look into.
Yeah.
You know, because it is not going to get any better right now before we deal with them together. Nothing not going to miraculously change. That apartheid. And how we for the ministry to listen to we boy, all they alone don't have the ideas, boy. Ministry of Education, all they alone don't have the ideas. All these people we put to run the affairs, but they still have to get some ideas some we work. Or at least consult with us. All you have to at least consult with us. So you can't just make unilateral decisions and then they come and I have to just change that and go and do that.
Yeah,
I'm give an example before I go. I'm picking up American things. All of a sudden graduation is not in school again. Not your ball, eh?
Yeah, the ceremony.
It's ceremony. All of a sudden they're not in school. That removing pride. Now you have to buy a shirt and a pants to put on a gun over. You know my pocket? My uniform is my source of pride. I supposed to graduate in my uniform already, they gone over that. But my uniform is my other bar shirt and a pants, so that was some schools doing. I don't know if it's sanctioned by the Ministry of Education, but some schools doing that. Right? And you have to go outside of the school. No. And especially with newly built schools, we must have a proper stage in a auditorium.
Yeah.
That to cater for that. How you going and spend money to rent a place to have a graduation ceremony for a few hours now? Again, no pride in the school. You in standard one when you start out, understand thing, right? You excited for I can't wait to go out and get my thing and we going thing. Nah. I'm not supporting that at all. The graduation is supposed to be in school. Save money is secondary, but for me, pride in the association, pride in the school that are going in. You understand? Because I remember for graduate to go over that stage in the hall.
Yeah.
I put on I stuck with a shirt to make sure that for that day, I have a shirt
Pristine.
that lily white, no nothing on it.
Yeah, okay, no, you want to not buy no new shirt.
No, for grand. You mean after that is out of school that I buy a shirt? Come on. But again, we're talking about the financial difficulties of the society, especially some of these communities. Oh, $600 for we talk about the ball, you know. But that is madness. No. Yeah, he said, look, Chef Mendoza was saying graduation ball used to be in the hall. Well, you know, because our success located until we improve the security and the stigma about it, then
forget that.
Yeah. But I agree with that, King.
Forget that.
You're supposed to be going your graduation. Or safe in the school, the children can help decorate. We watch all them things in movies, but we bringing them things in. You know why we bringing that here? Because we had to rent it from somebody. But when the children help decorate, like less money, less labor. Come on, man. You understand? So, what do you? What see they say? Tell them stop changing books every year. Well, boy, that whole lot of we do that here already. That was one of the early episodes here.
Yeah.
During the pandemic, we talk about that here. What some people just call it the textbook mafia.
Racket,
Of course it's a racket. Of course it's a racket.
Because it's not making no sense. How come I have 3 children, 16, 11, 16, 12, 5. Right? When I was growing up, my brother, Ice, in Form 5. Sorry, when he was in Form 5, I was in Form 3. I get he books.
You have to put on, make sure them books neat.
I get he books. My cousin get my books. Because she was one form behind me. And she went over Alamantil. And she get my books.
Brother.
My little sister get we books. When she was going with Brooke.
My mother used to make sure your books had to be pristine because some of them books had a pass.
Comprehensive English course.
No, the next thing is workbook now. So they're writing it as you know that.
But they didn't use in them workbook.
You understand?
And you have it there and you can't do nothing with it.
You understand?
FIFA book 1.
Viva boy! Spanish?
Yeah.
New World English.
New World English.
I just remember I can't get a cut space.
And I did book when you went to school.
Yeah, mommy.
And Dakar.
Yeah, but them kind of thing, the thing I'm looking for, Studios Companion.
This book, this store Henry shit happens. Mohammed's.
Right.
Mohammed's when you pass the job, you have it. Them have it. You have it on top of the thing when you come in the door. You have it on top.
I'm looking for one another boy.
Yeah.
So, Ole, again, this is definitely a continuing conversation because there is no one-time solution for it. Because we'll work this year, 3 years from now, it might be working as effective again. Yeah. So we have to keep that in mind. Right? Although the city rains and them start back.
Yeah.
We easy on the road, we don't need 120 miles an hour. That driving and texting thing, only more and more it annoying me. More and more it annoying me because I stand up and I see you in that.
Yeah,
right,
so your phone king, you ain't going to go get any message on
safe.
WhatsApp here.
I hope them farmers and them will try to brush me.
Them wanna ride out.
Because you know, I tell people, I know some people dig horrors. I'm not talking to the people who just plant on land and they have to water their own land. I'm talking to the people who creating farms, planting crops on the river.
Yeah.
And right where the river had to overspill.
Yeah.
And then coming to raise the price, can get flood out. We ain't partaking in that. I ain't partaking in that at all. If it means I have to eat plain jasmine rice, I'm doing that. I'm not supporting that shit no more, boy.
Rice and butter.
You understand?
You need to know
I eat enough of that growing up.
No $70 tomato. Go from
Come
here
on
with
now,
that.
man.
Go from here with that.
Tomatoes was I was getting just 2 weeks ago, I get 6 tomatoes in a thing for $10. You come to sell me them 6 tomatoes for $40, huh? You understand? Celery was just $4 and $5. Right? So, all be safe. We don't really need the wood boycott carry. That's frightening. We just ain't buying one or making sense.
Yeah.
Right, Ole? All life in good health. Stay black. Right? And always remember, love is action word, support is action word. We all told Happy Father's Day to all fathers.
Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day.
No jockey shorts and no
not just that.
thing, eh?
Today on the road and I noticed what's nothing about Father's Day, no. I went to 2 malls today. Nothing about Father's Day, no.
You know what we had to do?
Happy Father's Day.
Yeah? We had to just keep our big lime in the savannah for the father. On Father's Day.
Yeah.
Fire on everything. And then come down in the savannah, bring a cooler. We lime in the savannah.
Trim blessed night.
Good. Alright. Blessed night.
Right?
You're late for class. I want 100 lines next week.
Yeah, I really you see more tell you. He will be in the studio.
Yeah.
Right, Ole, so more life in good health, Ole.
Yeah, man, later.
Black to Black with Kieron and Orisha Lachey.